Welcome back to the Thrive 45 Method podcast with me, your host, nutritionist Stacey Nicole Smith. And this is the space where we talk all things weight loss and wellness for the woman in perimenopause and menopause. Now, let's get started with today's episode. Hey guys, what's up? All right, so you guys this week wanted to hear about why eating less can backfire in peri and menopause. And this is important, right? Because I know a lot of women I speak with have tried everything. The things you think you've tried everything. So the things you used to do, they're no longer working. And the top ones, of course, is eliminating carbs, intermittent fasting, and counting calories, of course. And it's not working. Maybe you'll lose a little bit of weight through strict willpower and then gain it back, or maybe you find that you can't get your weight to budge at all. But there's a reason, and it doesn't mean that you're not able to lose the weight. It doesn't mean your body's broken. It just means a different approach is required, because here's the thing. Most women will assume, and rightfully so, because this is what we've been taught dieting, that it's calories in versus calories out. And it makes sense in theory. I get it. But here's the thing. In perimenopause and menopause, with the fluctuations of our hormones, stuff is going on. Like you may have noticed you feel hungry even after you've eaten, or maybe you're having food cravings that you never had before. And there are biological reasons for this. Our hormones are changing. So when we are trying to lose weight at this age, it is not a calorie problem. It is a signaling problem. So when we're trying to eat less, there's so many reasons why, but I'm going to give you a couple of the top ones right now. And I hope it clicks for you, because you got to shift your mindset in order for this to work. Because I know a lot of women will gain weight and have a hard time. And so you get scared of food. You're like, well, if I just eat less, I'll lose weight, and it's going to backfire. So here's why. Number one, in the simplest form, we have something called metabolic adaptation. So when you cut your calories lower, your body, in an effort to protect you, is going to lower when you do it for a prolonged period of time, your body's going to lower the rate at which it even burns calories to match the amount that you're eating. And so that's why you may find that you cut your calories back and you lose a little bit of weight, and then you plateau and you can't lose anymore. So then you drop a little bit more what you're eating, lose a little bit maybe, and you plateau, so you drop them even more. But your body is adapting to the amount that you're giving it. Metabolic adaptation. So this is not good, because you can only drop them so low. Not only that, you're probably starving and doing this through willpower. So we've got metabolic adaptation. Additionally, as we get older, naturally, we can start to lose a little bit of muscle mass. Now, whether you work out or not, even if you never stepped foot in the gym a day in your life, the way that you eat is going to determine if you preserve the muscle you already have and allow it to not decline as rapidly based on what you eat, even if you never worked out. So it's very important that you do not undereat, and especially protein, because we want to maintain what we already have. We want to slow that down, because muscle on your body is a metabolic powerhouse. So the more muscle you have, the more calories you're going to burn even at rest. So we want to make sure we're eating enough. Under eating can make your body lose that muscle mass, which is going to make your metabolic rate lower. So that's another important one. The other thing with the fluctuations in our hormones, our bodies are more sensitive to stress. And guess what our body considers as a stressor? Under eating. That creates more stress, which can increase cortisol, which is that hormone that puts fat right on the belly. So when it comes to weight loss at this age, it is about eating to support the body, not constantly overly restricting. Because if you notice that you are having, like we mentioned in the beginning, unnecessary hunger or food cravings you never had before, well, if you're not eating enough, your body is going to signal to you that it needs more, right? And when you're giving it plenty, and so we've got our hunger hormones, you want to make sure that you're eating enough to support your hunger hormones, because then they're going to signal to you properly, we've had enough to eat, or when you actually are hungry, yes, we're hungry. When you're not eating enough to support your system, the hunger signals are not firing properly. So they're not giving you proper signals. So you need to feed them so they take care of you and give you the right signals. We've also got insulin, blood sugar issues at this age related to the fluctuations of estrogen and progesterone. It affects our blood sugar too, which of course affects our insulin. Insulin is a fat storage hormone. So it really all comes down to hormones at this age and eating for your hormones. So if you are only looking at calories and not how they're affecting your hormonal health, you could be very, very well cutting your calories lower and lower, but you're not eating in a way to support that insulin response, which means no matter how low you drop them, your body's still signaling fat storage to you. Whereas you eat the proper nutrients at the proper times, it's going to support the insulin response, which is going to unlock fat loss for you. So it doesn't matter necessarily the number you're eating. It matters the type of food and when you're eating and the type of signal that that food gives to your body. This means that undereating could very well be doing the opposite of your goals, which is to lose weight. And so you're going through willpower, you're going through hunger, all for nothing. You don't need to do that. When you eat the right foods that are going to signal to your body properly, that can get rid of food cravings. So you're not fighting through food cravings. That will support your hunger hormones, so you're not feeling unnecessary hunger when you've had enough to eat. And it's, of course, going to help your energy levels and all that kind of good stuff. And when you eat in a way to support blood sugar and your insulin response, excuse me, that's giving the signal to your body, okay, we're going to use this stored fat as fuel, and we're going to use this new food, we're going to burn it off as fuel. Whereas if you're getting a different insulin response, it's just going to store that food as fat. Your body's in fat storage mode. So I hope that makes sense. And it's not that you need to understand the science behind it, but just to wrap your head around the fact that if you're under eating and dropping your calories lower and lower, you're not giving your body what it needs to produce the proper signals. It is a signaling issue at this age. And when you understand it, that's when you can lose weight effectively without starving yourself and without through willpower and without fighting through cravings. I hope this helps you guys. Leave your comments below if there was anything that wasn't clear, but I also need you to understand there's a bit of a mindset shift that needs to take place here as well, because most women were used to chronically dieting and we're used to in our 20s and early 30s just dieting our weight, but our bodies could handle a lot more then. And to be fair, doing that repeatedly over time creates stress on the body too and can make it a little bit more difficult. Now, doesn't mean we can't get it back on track, but you got to eat to support your hormonal system and give it the proper signal so it knows what to do for you. It's actually good news, believe it or not, because you don't have to starve to do it. And in fact, you should absolutely not starve to do it. Anyway, there is a pattern I have noticed with women at this age to lose weight. 3 predictable patterns that make weight loss stubborn for you over the age of 40 with these hormonal changes. I created a quiz for you so you can figure out yours. It's a free quiz, takes 2 minutes, and it'll tell you which of the 3 patterns you fall into with a description of each and what you should do to support it. This way you're not following generic advice, which would be like the things like counting calories, which I hope you had broke you out of that mindset. Cutting carbs, don't do that. We need them. Intermittent fasting, also not good for this age. It's a specific strategy for this age, but it works like gangbusters, and you feel full and satiated, and you're not fighting through willpower. And it's also health supportive, which means it is a lifestyle change. It is not a quick fix. This is to take the weight off and keep it off going into your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and your life in a health supportive way. Anyway, you want the quiz, comment quiz below and I'll send it to you. You can also send me a private DM, or I've also linked it in my bio for you to grab it as free. And I highly recommend you do that so it'll give you some insights into maybe why your body is holding on to weight and you're having a little bit of weight loss resistance at this age. Anyway, hope that helps. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Thanks for listening. I hope you found this episode helpful. If so, please be sure to like and subscribe to be notified when new episodes are released. Episodes like this are released weekly for all things weight loss and wellness for the woman in perimenopause and menopause. And for other ways I can help you, please be sure to visit the show notes or visit my bio. Thanks for listening. Bye.